We should always be ready, we have always been ready, at a time of national difficulty, to put aside party differences to help bring stability and to help bring reassurance. Working across party lines is not just something we say because it might sound reasonable, it is something that may well be very necessary. There may well need to be a marshalling of public support behind some big decisions. And we cannot allow what happened in America to happen here. This should never be a blank check. We should not, we will not suspend our critical faculties. If certain steps need to be taken, I would hope the opposition would be consulted and these things would be discussed. But this is a moment when democracies are being tested, and they need to show, we need to show, that they can deal with crises and difficulties like this one. There are three specific things that I believe would help to protect our economy, and we stand ready to do whatever necessary to help make them happen. First, we must pass legislation to enable the Bank of England to rescue failing banks. That legislation is ready. It can be brought before Parliament on Monday, and we will support it. We've been arguing with the government over one aspect: who pulls the trigger to start the process of rescuing a bank. We argued it should be the Bank of England. The government argued it should be the Financial Services Authority. In the end, what matters is getting the legislation through quickly. And so I can announce today we are prepared to drop that objection to allow rapid and safe passage of the bill, and we can return to the issue later. The second thing we need to do is to pass further legislation to protect people's savings and deposits and to ensure quick payment. If we pass this legislation, everyone will have the comfort and the security of knowing that whatever happens, their money is safe. I'm calling on the government today to accelerate this legislation, to bring it forward next week, and I can promise them it will have our full support. The third thing we need to do is break the self-fulfilling cycle that is reducing banks' ability to lend. The problem is this: when the value of financial assets falls, a new international accounting regulation called marking to market automatically downgrades the value of banks. They are then less able to raise the money to carry on their business, and that in turn causes further falls in the value of financial assets. And this is making the financial crisis worse than in previous downturns. So our regulatory authorities, together with the European regulators, need to address this difficult issue. The financial crisis is rightly uppermost in the minds of most people up and down our country. But it's not the only issue facing Britain today. So we will continue with our conference, and we will continue to discuss all of the important issues that face our nation. And when it comes to the financial crisis and the economic downturn, what people need is for political leaders to tell the truth, to speak plainly, and to talk about the mistakes that were made and the choices that lie ahead. So we will be critical of the decisions over the last 10 years that have brought us to this point, and we will talk about the lessons that need to be learnt. That is our task, and we will do it. So let us all be clear. We need to understand how this happened and how we are going to get out of this situation. I will address those questions in my speech tomorrow. But today is a time for us to send a clear message to our political opponents and to our country. Let us not allow the political wrangling that took place in America happen here in our own country. In Britain, we are all in this together. So in Britain, let us stick together, and together we will find a way through. Thank you.